Hi, this is a tutorial on how to use the Power Caller system to progressively dial through lists of either contacts, leads, or properties. The first step will be setting up your account. We'll go into our account details first in the Edit Profile page, and we need to ensure that the phone numbers are set up for our main phone number and our cell phone number. We'll need to select the country code to use. By default, it's the United States, and then we'll enter the number to use as well. These numbers will be used to connect to the Power Caller. You can choose which number or enter a separate third-party number manually on the first step of the Power Caller. This is where you'll actually connect and make your calls and communications through the device at these numbers. We'll click Save and go to the next step. Next, we'll have to activate the Power Caller if we haven't done so already. For this, we'll go to the Upgrades page within the We Are Realty system. Here we have a number of different upgrade options that are different features and tools to use within the system, and we'll notice the Smart Caller right here. Since it's red, it means we currently already have an active account, but we can click in and view the account details. The Smart Caller has two options. The first option is $49 per month at starting rate and includes only a single line dial option where you can call a list of numbers, but you can only dial one at a time. This comes with 500 minutes per month, and if you go over 500 minutes, there will be an additional 3 cents per minute overage charge. For the Smart Caller, this allows you to dial up to 6 lines at a time. The cost starts at $99 per month. This includes 5,000 minutes. Minutes are calculated on connected calls only. So if a call connects, that would equal 1 minute. If it goes past 60 seconds of talk time, it'll go to a second minute, and so forth. If you dial a number and it's not answered, that does not count towards your minute usage. There's also a discounted rate for the Smart Caller upgrade of only 2 cents per overage minute. 5,000 is generally enough for the average user. If you're using it on a heavy basis, you can go over, but I would imagine you'll be getting some great results with that. You can also see some additional features that are included with the Power Caller upgrade, including caller ID, the ability to purchase local and toll-free numbers, call recording, adding and managing a do not call list, and the multi-line dialer. Once we've activated the Power Caller upgrade, we'll also need to purchase a phone number within our system. Here we'll go back to the Edit Profile screen and we'll see phone numbers here. You can have multiple phone numbers throughout the system. This is great for use with marketing campaigns, and you can assign each graphic or specific campaign their own unique number to track the incoming leads. To get a new phone number, we'll just click the Get a New Phone Number button. We'll select the country we'd like that phone number to be in, and whether we'd like a local or toll-free number. Local numbers are $2.99 per month and can be canceled at any time. Toll-free numbers are $4.99 per month. Here we'll select a local number and we'll add an area code. This will populate number options to choose from. We can select a number and then confirm that purchase. To use the Power Caller, it's required to have a purchase phone number. This number is generally used on the back end to connect to your actual phone device. You could also display this number on the caller ID to receivers of the phone call. This ensures that they'll call back this number instead of seeing your own device. Now let's talk about using the power caller. You can access the power caller from a number of different areas within the site. The easiest way is on your dashboard. You'll notice the call contacts counter. You can click on this button to take you into the call section. You can also access it by going to marketing and selecting calls. The power caller options are available on this page, also available on the property map page. Before we can begin using the power caller, we need to create call lists to use. You can create call lists on the contact page, the leads page, or the map page. To learn about let's discuss using the power caller. The call dashboard will give you some basic stats on your calls. But to begin making a call, you'll click the power caller button. This will pull up the two-step process and then the power caller screen. The first step, you need to select a number of different options. A few are required, such as choosing a call list, the connect to number, caller ID, and amount of lines to use. You must create a call list in order to use the power caller. A call list is a combination of properties and contacts that you've selected and added to the list specifically. You can add individual properties and contacts, or you can use the map page, lead page, or contact page to create mass updates of call lists. Please see the call list tutorial on how to set these up. For this example, we'll use a call list and we'll use the test property list to begin with. We've also set up lists for different areas. So let's try the 90019 call list. We'll then select the order of the call list. This is where to begin calling on the list. You can either call the list from the last dialed. If you've never called the list before, it would start at the first number on the list. If, let's say, you were calling the list the day before and you made 100 calls on the list, it would then start at 101 within the list. Or you can call from the top to bottom, which would just start at the very beginning of the list to begin with. You then need to select a contact to number. This is the number that will physically be called to connect you to the caller. These two numbers are your cell phone and your main phone within your edit profile page. You can also enter a number manually. You can enter one, click add number, and then it will use that number to connect. Second option is a call number. Here is the number that's internal within our system that will be used to make the connection. Here we have the purchase number 310-997-4071 that we'll select. Next will be the caller ID. This is a number that actually shows up to the recipient of the call. You can select from either your main phone, cell phone, or one of your purchase ID numbers. Then we'll select the number of power lines. Power lines is the amount of lines that will dial simultaneously. You can select from between 1 to 6 lines. To get the greatest results, we recommend 3 or more at a time. The system will call 6 lines at a time, and the first line to connect will then pause the remaining lines and show the connected details. Next is the call scripts. Here you can create scripts within the marketing template section of the website and have easy access to view these scripts while you're using the system. We also have voicemail controls. This allows you to either connect to voicemails or hang up automatically. This also isn't 100% effective. It works about 50% of the time to catch voicemails. We recommend once a voicemail is connected, you just hang up the dialer and then reconnect. We'll also select a call ring out time. This is the amount of seconds it will call the lines without a connection before it hangs up automatically. 10, 15, or 20 seconds. The average would be 15. If it dials 6 lines at a time, no answer is made within 15 seconds, it'll hang up and prompt you to press 0 on your device. Once 0 is entered, it will dial the next 6 lines on the list. You can also select call recording. You can turn this on or off. If on, it will record all connected calls and be available for playback on the call log. Please ensure that you understand your local, state, national, and international laws, rules, and regulations governing call recording and telemarketing. You also have to agree to indemnify and agree to the terms of service and privacy policy of We Are Realty and be responsible for any improper use of making phone calls. Please ensure that the list you're calling are scrubbed for the do not call list. There's also a do not call feature that we'll get to in a second. You also see some advanced filters. This allows you to filter the list that was selected by either the dates that you've contacted those users or have dialed them. Let's say you've called the list before, but you don't want to talk to anyone that you spoke to within the last week. You can enter those dates. It'll filter those contacts within the last week out of the list and then continue to dial the ones that you did not reach. Once the settings have been selected, we'll click Continue. It'll give you a brief preview of the call list. You can verify that the list looks correct. And then we'll click Continue to go into the Power Caller screen. Here we'll notice our daily stats at the top. Today we've made 5 contacts, 7 no contacts, 0 dials, 2 bad numbers, 7 voicemails, and we're logging 0 dials today as well. You'll notice the caller ID number that will show up to the receiver, and the action buttons here are grayed out. You can still access your scripts by clicking the script button and then clicking on the script that you would like to view. To begin calling, we'll just hit the green icon here. It'll then call my phone.
Please wait. We are dialing numbers from the list.
Connect to the dialer and begin dialing numbers through the list.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 2134222.
For voicemails, we generally just hang up to disconnect the line and then reconnect. We found that's the best method to go about them. Or you can wait and leave a voicemail and then click the left voicemail button to dispose that call and to track that you left a voicemail. The dispose buttons appear when you have an active call. Once a call is answered, you'll see the connected call details here. This is a connected property that we're looking at, and we could see the basic details of the property, what number we're connected to, the name of the property owner, and here we can enter notes and save them as well. We also have the option of taking some actions while we're connected to this call, such as creating an appointment, setting a new reminder, adding an action plan and activating that, triggering market alerts for this property, creating an action, sending an email since an email is already under this account owner, creating a mail campaign such as letter or postcard, or texting that number if there's a cell phone number associated with it. To view additional details, we just click on the image or the address. It'll open up a new tab and pull up the details of the property. If we wanted to make changes to the ownership details, we can click on the property owner information and change a phone number or add an email or cell phone. We can also see the recording of our connected call here, and that we made a call and the deposition of that call. Once we've completed a call, we have to dispose it. Since this one counts as a contact, we'll hit the contact button, which will log the call, and then remove the connected call details. If we did not talk to the individual, we can also log it as no contact, left voicemail. If it was a bad number and connected to, let's say, for example, a fax machine, we can log it as a bad number, which will remove it from future calling of that specific number from your account. Or if they request it or we made a mistake, we can connect them to or add them to the do not contact list. Once a number has been added to a do not contact list, that number will no longer be able to be used on the power caller. To move to your next, to dial the remaining numbers on the list, we have to either wait for the received caller to hang up their line, or we can hang up manually and reconnect to the power caller.
Enter 0 to dial next numbers.
Once you enter 0, it'll begin dialing the next numbers on the list. Great. That's how easy it is to use the power caller. You can always refer to the call logs once your session is complete, and you can view the connected contacts here. If we want to refer back to one of our call recordings, we can click on the recording button and listen back to that recording there.